Hi guys, it's Hani here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I received quite a few requests for a gingerbread cookie dough for cutout cookies. So today I'm gonna show you how to make it. And also we're gonna make these beautiful cookies. They're really easy to make and they're absolutely delicious. So I hope you'll give this recipe a try. Let me know after you do. And let's get started. Here I'm gonna be using all-purpose flour. I'm gonna be using also room temperature unsalted butter. For the spices, I like to use quite a few spices here. Saigon cinnamon, a little bit of cloves, ground ginger, and this rust colored spice is star anise. I'm gonna talk about it in a minute. We're also gonna need 2 whole eggs, brown sugar and white granulated sugar. I'll be using combination of honey and molasses. In this recipe you also need a baking powder, however today I'm not gonna be using any. Also, if you are making this cookie dough to make a gingerbread house or any kind of 3D structure, I would suggest that you omit the baking powder in this recipe. Now I'm going to prepare star anise. I'm using whole star anise and I'm putting it into my coffee grinder. It is best to prepare star anise right before you add it to the recipe because it diminishes on flavor over time. It looks like a star. It's really pretty to look at. It's either 6 to 8 point star and each point contains a seed. It is usually used in meats, but I really like adding it to either honey cookies or these gingerbread cookies. It has a sweet licorice-like taste. You could compare it to anise seed, although those two are not related. So now we can add the spices to the flour and sift everything together. Start by beating the butter with granulated sugar and brown sugar until creamy. Now I'm adding 1 egg. Beat really well and then you can add another egg. Now to measure the molasses and honey, I spray my measuring cup with some non-stick spray. This way sticky molasses, it's not gonna stick to the surface and we'll be able to get all of it out. So I'm adding half cup molasses and then using the same method add the honey. In this recipe I'm using wildflower honey. Clover honey is pretty standard, so whatever honey you like, I would just suggest that you use that honey. And now that we mixed in all of the honey, we can start adding the flour. Make sure that your mixer is set to low speed. And now we can dump this onto a clean work surface, or I'm adding it into a large bowl, and you have to knead this until it comes into a ball. Now I'm going to refrigerate the dough overnight, so you want to wrap it in a clear plastic wrap. Once you take the dough out of the fridge, it's gonna be pretty firm, but don't worry. I'm gonna let it sit at room temperature for maybe 10 to 20 minutes until I can roll it out. Or you can pop it in the microwave for 5 seconds. It works just fine. And this is what it looks like inside. I'm gonna wrap the remaining dough and put it back into the fridge. I already started here. I am rolling out the dough between 2 pieces of parchment paper, and on each side I have a rolling guide. Now take a rectangular shaped cookie cutter and just make indentations. You can get this cutter over at Rolling Pin Prints Custom Cookie Cutters. I am including a link down below in the description area. Now to stamp the cookies, I'm using, this is a Wilton Decorative punch set. It's designed to work with fondant and it has several designs that you can use. I really like this tulip one because it reminds me of spring that I am longing for. It's been so cold here and I want spring to be here soon. So what I did here, I coated the surface with a little bit of flour. You want to shake off the excess and then you can start pressing this punch into the dough. Make sure you don't go too deep because you end up cutting out the pieces. Here is another take. This is a really nice pattern. I really like this folk pattern a lot. Once you've done this, you just take your cutter and you want to press all the way through, cut out the cookies, and then you can put them on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper or silicone mat. So the reason why I didn't add any baking powder in this recipe is that I didn't want the stamps to lose their shape while in the oven. So this way they will maintain the shape and they will look really pretty once they are done. And now we can bake these off. If you are making cookies that are thicker, make sure you bake them for a little longer. Once baked, this is what they look like. They're still a little warm, so I'm gonna let them cool completely before I finish with these. And by finishing, I mean we'll be adding chocolate to the back of the cookies. So here I have my Merkins chocolate and it's already melted. I used combination of milk and dark chocolate. I also lined my work surface with wax paper, and now we can spread the chocolate on back of the cookie. Now take the cookie with the chocolate side down and press it gently onto the work surface lined with wax paper. I really like a thin layer of chocolate on cookies. I don't like the bulky chocolate coating, so that's why I'm only adding a little bit of chocolate. So once you've done this with all the cookies, you have to let them sit until chocolate hardens. You can also put them in a fridge or stick them outside if it's really cold. Once they are done, you can simply peel them off. You can also make different shapes, like I here made round shapes, and that's it. So I hope you guys will give this recipe a try. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.